asking
and we're
her to
acting
put
like belly
nothing
button
on.
is sexy.
Listen, I'm not asking her to put
Like,
nothing
you know
on.
those shirts that have cleavage? I'm talking about just the average shirt that ladies wear today. The
You know what's
cleavage
gonna
shirts
happen?
and stuff
You know
like
what's
that.
gonna happen when you
And
walk up
and
to.
the leggings. The leggings. That's not even clothes. People
Do
can
you
see
know what's gonna
exactly
happen
How
when
do
you
your
walk up?
man feel about you being on a panel with
They
all
can
these
see
men?
they can see your front like this. I've seen guys look at women with their camel toe and say, "Oh, you can see your camel toe," because they're wearing
Do you know
leggings
what's gonna
like that.
happen
But that's also like an
when a
extreme
man walks up
case.
to a woman
not
today?
extreme.
They wear
The
them all
camel
the
That's
time.
regular. People
I got a
are
camel
showing their
toe.
We're
camel toe
telling
on
you
the
at
regular.
the gym,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
can see women.
Hell
And I
yeah.
got
Okay,
the
then
camel
I'll shut my
toe.
mouth.
And I got the
Okay,
gap.
because
And I got the thigh gap.
I could wear tights and not show no camel
You
toe.
know,
That's crazy to me. Camel toe.
but no, I wanted to kind of cycle it back around to Ray Ray, right? Because Real Dope asked a real good question, and she kind of gave him that answer. But I really want to, like, if I'm out and about with my kids, and I ask you, hey, you're a little too provocative for children's eyes, and it's making my kids uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable. Can you put something on? And I'm a stranger. I don't know you 3 ways from Sunday.
Where we at, Sweeney? Like we at Target? Where we at?
Starbucks? We walking in Walmart. I walked in Walmart. You in the aisle, shopping for goddamn paper towels, and I walk right past you and I say, hey, look, my kids are a little uncomfortable. You're making me uncomfortable. I don't think you should be dressed like that in front of my children.
Lashia, that's you.
I'm gonna say, well, you know, you don't get paid to think. You need to stay out my business and worry about them kids.
So what's crazy? What's crazy is
worry about them kids, baby. You worry about me. You gotta worry about your paper towels.
So listen, and I'm gonna
You
tell
gotta
you
worry about
this.
them paper towels, baby. You can't worry
And
about Ray.
And you're right, Ray. But then at that moment, you will be the predator.
In your eyes, but not in real life.
Yeah, y'all gonna have Ray Ray come back with a turtleneck next week, bro.
But you'll be.
If I'm here, if I say I'm gonna be here and I'm leaving the gym, because like I said, I work out every day. So
do you not understand if there was a dude, right, and he was walking through Walmart with gray sweatpants on, with his shit bouncing all inside?
They
his
already
pants,
do. They do.
And we
do.
walked up to him and we said, "Hey, look, hey, bro, that shit, man, not in front of my kids." And y'all would largely agree with our position on that. Y'all wouldn't sit there and be like, nah, he all good. Let him wear the pants. Y'all would sit there and be like, yeah, check that nigga. He shouldn't be dressed like that in front of my babies.
I don't care what these men got on. I don't care what these men got on. I don't be checking for them like that.
You said what, bro?
I'm a crazy as hell going up to my daughter's school doing the hype me up dance. Buddy that be hype me, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Y'all know, ladies, y'all are being disingenuous. You know, if you saw a man dressing a certain type of way that was not becoming of being in front of children, ain't no way in hell y'all would be like, hey, it's all good in the hood. Y'all would want
I guess because I've never seen it, I can't say how I would attest to it. What I can say
Hoochie Daddy shorts
is that I've seen sagging, right? And I've seen other people tell a person that sags to pick their pants up, and that person has either done one of two things: picked them up or looked at them like, I'm a grown ass man, you can't tell me what to do, and kept walking.
You know, I would give you.
It necessarily didn't bother me whether you sag or not, though, because honestly, it's not like I'm looking to notice.
You just said tell a man to pull his pants up. We were talking about politely asking someone if they could just do something for us.
Well, yes, that is correct. That there is a clear difference. You're right.
Like politely, I think I don't wear my pants like that. When I used to when I was younger though. But like if somebody politely was like, "Hey, do you mind pulling your pants up? It's just a little bit," you know. Then if I was a knucklehead, I'm not gonna pull them up. But I'm being a knucklehead by not pulling them up, and I want to acknowledge that I'm being a knucklehead. But if I'm a respectable man, I'm gonna pull them up.
Well, same thing with women too. If you're a respectable woman, like as for me, I dress the way I dress for my husband, my son, my father-in-law. I'm not gonna have them be embarrassed of me. I can't have my son go to school and they saying, "Oh, we saw your mom's tits out yesterday. Oh, they look nice. We want to guess what size they are now because we saw them." I don't want that kind of stuff going around my kid. I don't want that around my husband. Why am I gonna put my husband in danger and put him in bad situations just because I want to be showing my tits? That's not cute, especially for women.
I'm trying to get a clear also understanding of like when we're saying we're asking a woman to put on clothes, it's Is it because literally her cheeks are hanging out and she's got on a bandeau top, or is it because she's
Listen,
showing
I'm not
midriff like a
asking.
crop
I'm
top
not
and
asking
we're
her to
acting
put
like belly
nothing
button
on.
is sexy?
Listen, I'm not asking her to put
Like,
nothing
you know
on.
those shirts that have cleavage? I'm talking about just the average shirt that ladies wear today. The
You know what's gonna
cleavage
happen?
shirts and stuff
You know
like
what's
that.
gonna happen
Average
when you
gym
walk
outfit.
up to.
And the leggings. The leggings. That's not even clothes. People
Do
can
you
see
know what's gonna
exactly like
happen
How
when
do
you
your
walk
they
up?
can
man
see
feel
your
about you being on a panel with
they
all
can
these
see
men
they can see your
every
front
day?
like this. I've seen guys look at women with their camel toe and say, "Oh, you can see your camel toe," because they're
Do
wearing
you know
leggings
what's gonna
like that.
happen
But that's also like an
when a
extreme
man walks up
case.
to a
That's
woman
not
today?
extreme.
They
The
wear them
camel
all
Not
the
That's
toe.
extreme.
time.
regular.
I
People
still got
are
a camel
showing their
toe.
We're
camel toe
telling
on
you
the
at the
regular.
gym,
Yeah, for
you can
sure.
see women
Hell
camel
yeah.
Oh
toe
my
Okay,
at the
then
God!
I
gym.
shut my mouth.
And I got the
Okay,
gap.
because
And I got the thigh gap.
I could wear tights and not show no camel
You
toe.
know,
That's crazy to me. Camel toe.
I will bring it because you don't, because Lachey, you Laisha, you don't
I
really
got camel
understand the
toe.
reference about men dressing a certain kind of way in front of kids. Because you're right, we don't normally do that shit. That's why you don't normally see it, because it's pretty much frowned upon for us to walk around without showing our shit to in public. However, I'll bring it closer to home. Have you ever seen men in a public space talking inappropriately about
Yes.
sex or whatever, and there
Yeah.
were kids around, and people would literally walk up to that dude and be like, "Hey, bro, hey man, you know there's kids around. You shouldn't be talking like that." And the dudes would be like, "Oh, my bad, bro."
Okay. And here's now again my honest response to that, right? I keep my children very close to the vest. My children were homeschooled. My children, like they're in the store with me. So when I think of men speaking inappropriately, it's because I heard it because I went out somewhere like with my husband, like to a lounge or to the bar or whatever. And the way that I personally feel about those types of things is this: as adults, I don't owe you courtesy. You don't owe me courtesy. Like, and that's not a gender thing. That's in general. I feel like you don't owe me that. Like, I can't come up to you and tell you to stop talking about something just because I feel like ladies are around. Like, again, I was on a different platform and a man said DICK, and a woman was like, "Oh,
I,
men, keep in mind, women are around." And I was in my
I didn't
mind when
say
he
ladies. I
said
said
it, I didn't
kids.
think it was deplorable.
I didn't say ladies. I said kids.
But that's what I'm
No,
saying.
ladies.
I, again, don't have experience with my children being in spaces where harmful things could be said or heard. I mean, I said the backwards, heard or done, because I keep my children legitimately close
Yeah,
to the vest.
I
Like,
think you contradicted yourself. I'm not sure, but I think you did.
how? How do you feel like I
You
contradict
did say
myself?
that as an adult, you don't think that it's your responsibility to be courteous to another adult in this situation, but also
Yes.
you are asking for action among men to create groups among each other to protect
I'm saying I
you and
think
other
that's what
men.
everybody wants. Do I need it? No. I got a husband. I got a daddy.
Yeah, the
But do
only,
you
the
And
only
do
both
women
of
who
them
don't
protect
worry about
me
that is
real
women who are
good.
married. The
So
only
I don't
women that
personally
worry about
need
that
it. I'm
is women who
advocating
are
for
married.
women
yeah.
in general, though.
The
But
women
you're
who are
advocating.
married don't have these type of problems y'all have.
Oh no, I
Hold
don't.
on,
Now, mind you, you've also never heard me say that this is what I've personally experienced. I'm saying I have seen these things with my own two eyes, though. Absolutely, yes. But when
hold on.
something happens to me, my husband is never more than 2 feet away from me and will handle any and everything. I can
We were
tell
making
you.
our point when we said that the fact that you guys notice is happening at the rate it is,
Mhm.
you should be more compelled or more inclined to prioritize and getting into a relationship instead of pursuing your own independence.
And
I
then
do.
I think Real Dope was touching on something that was, because because he's absolutely right when he said that you're leaning into contradicting yourself, because when you say that you don't owe anybody courtesy while at the same time asking men to become the enforcement arm to make men more courteous to women who are also adults, that kind of is a living
With
contradiction.
no pay for free.
I'm not saying that you have to. What I'm saying is that you don't. I wouldn't want to see anybody get harmed. So I look at it like this: me as a woman, right? If I hear a woman scream, it is in my nature to care. Me as a woman, if she comes and tells me her story, this could be a woman that I just bumped into in the mall, and she tells me how she's going to be hurt at home by so and so. You can ask anybody who knows me. I actually start to make that my business. I become that person that since childhood I wanted to bring that abused person home and save them. So I'm not saying it is your responsibility necessarily. I'm saying, could we all extend a certain courteousness to each other out of the sake of we all want better in general? Like, you don't want that bad man to raise a bad son and be the bad seed that then gets a hold to your daughter. I'm just asking for that in a sense of like, I think that that would make everybody feel better and do a good job for everybody. Now, verbally speaking, if you're just outside talking about sexual relations, I can't ask you to shut up because that's not even a courteous thing. It's some people feel like that should be talked about at home. Some people talk about their sexual explorations outside, and we're all adults and we all do it. That's not a secret.
You know that it's literally criminal to like it's criminal to text like sexually exploitative things to children, right? Like it's criminal.
Yes. Yeah.
So if we're saying like, so imagine being in public around children and speaking sexually exploitative. So it's not really a courtesy to tell somebody, hey, look, there's kids around. Can you not speak that way around children? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a courtesy. That's a straight up, bro, there's children around.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
And majority of men would be like, my bad, and it would be checked right there at the door. What problem is that we can't even tell women, hey, there's children around, don't dress that way. It's gonna be F you, I can wear what I want, fuck your kids, and the horse they rode in on because I'm gonna wear what I want to wear anyway.
So hold on just a second. There was a point that Darwin started to make, and I was hoping he was going to pound you on this, but I don't know. He didn't.
Why would you hope for that? Like, what is your beef?
He's not talking about literally,
because I'll do it for no.
That's crazy.
There's kids around, man. You just heard Lacey say she's a child.
Just a girl, Trey.
Hey, look. Because a little earlier you were really going hard on how, you know, you have to live the life of a woman because, you know, these dudes are out here grabbing ass all crazy and shit like that. But then just a moment ago, you said that this is not your problem at all because you got a husband who's like 2 feet away. Right. And I dig it. So wouldn't that would absolutely make the case like the easiest way to avoid all these damn problems is to have the coverage of a man.
Oh my gosh, Darwin. Was I not on your panel and saying I completely advocate for marriage? I think that marriage and relationship should happen. I was not the person, y'all getting it confused. I was not the person that was Ray saying single, whatever. I don't need a man. I don't care. I said everything that I've got on here and advocated for is the protection of a woman that hasn't been picked. And I specifically said that it's not her fault if she hasn't been picked yet. It's on a man to choose.
Yes, it is.
So what do you do until you get picked? You need something else. That's all I'm saying.
Can you give me an example?
You telling me it ain't Ray Ray's fault that she ain't been picked?
Well, I think Ray Ray is a nice woman
We're not trying to get picked. She's not worried about none of these dudes out here.
We're not going to say her fault. Let's say her choice, right?
What was that? What happened?
You heard me, Ray Ray. You telling me it ain't Ray Ray's fault that she ain't been picked.
It is. I mean, I have been chosen. I'm just not accepting a lot of times. It is my fault.
No, it ain't Ray Ray. So you telling me it ain't her fault that she ain't been out, that she ain't out these streets?
I'm not gonna call that lady out. Why do you want me to do that?
I want you to be honest.
It's cool. It is my fault.
No, wait, because you was cutting into the men on TikTok, so I want you to be honest. Yeah. Be honest. Tell her, woman. You know damn well.
What she say on TikTok? What she say on TikTok?